Egypt, a land of pyramids, pharaohs, and ancient mysteries. This ancient civilization, one of the oldest on Earth, has captured the world's imagination for centuries. From the towering Great Pyramids of Giza to the majestic temples that line the Nile, Egypt's history is steeped in wonder and intrigue. But how did this civilization, which began over 5,000 years ago, come to shape the world as we know it today? The history of Egypt is a story of power, belief, and discovery. Let's uncover it. The roots of Egyptian civilization trace back to the pre-dynastic period, around 3100 BCE. At this time, Egypt was not a unified state, but a collection of small, separate regions. The unification of Upper and Lower Egypt is credited to the first pharaoh, Narmer, also known as Menes. This act of unification created the foundation for the ancient Egyptian kingdom that would last for over 3,000 years. The Old Kingdom, 2686 to 2181 BCE, is often referred to as the Age of the Pyramids, and for good reason. During this period, Egypt saw the construction of its most iconic structures, including the Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu. The pyramids were not just grand tombs, but symbols of the divine power of the pharaohs, who were believed to be gods on earth. The Old Kingdom was marked by prosperity and a strong central government, but it also ended in a period of political instability and famine. The Middle Kingdom, 2055 to 1650 BCE, followed the chaos of the First Intermediate Period. This era saw the reunification of Egypt and a focus on economic expansion, art, and culture. Pharaoh Amenemhat II expanded Egypt's borders and established new trade routes, leading to increased wealth and stability. The Middle Kingdom also saw the construction of impressive temples and tombs, such as those found at the Valley of the Kings. The New Kingdom, 1550 to 1070 BCE, is considered the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian civilization. It was a time of military conquest, territorial expansion, and cultural flourishing. Under powerful pharaohs like Thutmose III, Ramses II, and Hatshepsut, Egypt expanded its borders to include parts of modern-day Syria, Palestine, and Nubia. This period also saw the construction of some of Egypt's most iconic structures, including the temple complex at Karnak and the tomb of Tutankhamun. However, despite its power, Egypt's influence began to wane after the death of Ramses II. The late period, 664 to 332 BCE, saw Egypt's power decline as it was invaded by various foreign powers, including the Persians and eventually the Greeks. It was during the conquest of Alexander the Great in 332 BCE that Egypt came under Greek rule, and it became part of the Hellenistic world. One of the most famous figures in Egypt's history during this time was Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom. She is remembered not only for her political acumen, but also for her romantic relationships with Roman leaders Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Cleopatra's reign marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the beginning of Egypt's annexation by Rome. After Cleopatra's death, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. Under Roman rule, Egypt continued to be a vital cultural and economic hub, but it lost much of its previous power and independence. The arrival of Christianity in the 1st century CE further transformed Egyptian society, leading to the eventual decline of traditional Egyptian religious practices and the rise of the Christian Church. As the centuries passed, Egypt continued to be influenced by a series of foreign powers. The Arab conquest of Egypt in the 7th century marked the beginning of Islamic rule, and Egypt became an important part of the Muslim world. The Islamic Golden Age brought advancements in science, medicine, and architecture, and Egypt became a thriving center of knowledge. In the modern era, Egypt's history took another dramatic turn with the advent of European colonialism. In the 19th century, Egypt came under the control of the British Empire, and in the 20th century, it became an independent republic. The Egyptian Revolution of 1952, led by Gamal Abdel Nasser, ended the monarchy and established a republic. Nasser's leadership saw the nationalization of the Suez Canal and a push for modernization. Today, Egypt is a country that blends its ancient history with modern developments. The rich cultural heritage of Egypt, from its pharaohs to its pyramids, remains a powerful symbol of the nation's legacy. Egypt is a country where ancient ruins and modern cities coexist, and where the past continues to shape the present.